watching the Sports Political channel of LB. I'm his contributor. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So on this particular video, we're going to talk about Phil Jackson. And that Phil Jackson has been an individual who has reportedly been in the ring to take the lead in the next Lakers head coaching search. Now, look, I'm a big fan of Phil Jackson. I like Phil Jackson as a coach. His track record as a coach who has taken teams to the NBA Finals and won championships and all that is remarkable, okay? Let's not get it twisted. It's remarkable. Him as a coach, getting the most out of his players when he has been handed a situation and he's been able to deliver the goods on 11 occasions, where you have the Lakers 5 championships, the Bulls 6 championships, right? Last championship coming in 2010 when the Lakers were able to defeat the Boston Celtics in the 7-game series, right? So there's nothing to talk about there. But him as an evaluator, him as a person that's going to be leading the Lakers coaching search, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I have some tangible proof to back up what I'm saying in regards to Phil Jackson being the leading person to search for the next head coach of the LA Lakers, right? So I got a couple articles I'm gonna read, then we're gonna break it down. Lakers on the Genie Bus takes advice from Phil Jackson because, they were a couple at one point or another. One of the greatest coaches in NBA history. She might as well get his input on the Lakers' next coaching search. There's very much committee in LA putting together this coaching search, and one person who's certainly significantly involved in this process is Phil Jackson. He got a voice in this. He did last time when he hired Frank Vogel. This comes from Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN. The committee probably includes some combination of Buss, Jackson, General Manager Rob Pelinka, Kurt, Linda Rambis, and Magic Johnson. Now, Jackson has unique experience as a championship coach with the Bulls and Lakers. He could certainly contribute to the conversation of expertise, or contribute to the conversation with his expertise. But given Jackson's experience running the Knicks, his presence in the conversation isn't exactly inspiring. The 2 head coaches he hired with New York, Derek Fisher and Jeff Hornacek, had major problems, and that was with his ability to offer big salaries, widening the pool of candidates. The Lakers have been unwilling to pay top dollar for a premier coach. The Lakers, Jackson also reportedly wanted the Knicks to hire Kurt Rambis, who won less than 20% of his games with the Timberwolves. Rambis is already in the Lakers organization for what it's worth. Now, let's talk about Phil Jackson's coaching hires, right? Because I talked about 2 in particular. This is Phil Jackson's coaching tree. So Steve Kerr, we all know, went ahead and became a head coach of the Golden State Warriors. Remember, Steve Kerr was an executive with the Phoenix Suns at one point or another, right? So let's review all of Phil Jackson's coaching tree, right? Let's review Phil Jackson's coaching tree to get a glimpse of what we might be in store for, okay? Jim Clements, Now, Jim Clemens was a longtime assistant under Phil Jackson. He went 28-70 as the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks and was fired 16 games into his second season in 1997. Bill Cartwright won 3 titles as a player under Jackson in Chicago, went to join his staff as an assistant soon after retiring, but Cartwright struggled as a head coach after taking over the Bulls in 2001, posting a 51-100 record. Kurt Rambis, longtime assistant under Jackson in LA, lasted only 2 seasons in Minnesota after being hired as a head coach in 2009. He's compiled a 32-132 record, the worst in the NBA over a 2-season span. One asterisk here, Rambis did go 24-13 as an interim coach with the Lakers prior to working under Jackson. Brian Shaw spent 4 seasons as a player with the Lakers under Jackson, winning 3 titles before joining his bench as an assistant. Shaw finally landed a head coaching job with the Nuggets, but went 36-46 in his first season. In sum, Clemens, Cartwright, Rambis, and Shaw, the most notable names, went 147 and 348, a 297 win percentage. Kerr played 5 seasons under Jackson with the Bulls and was member of 3 championship teams in Chicago before winning another 2 with the Spurs. Unlike the aforementioned names, Kerr, at the time, didn't have the experience of being an assistant under the Zen Master or any other coach of that matter. And Steve Kerr, pretty much took Mark Jackson's teams that was on the Golden State Warriors and won championships off the back of Mark Jackson. He did. Now, fortunately for Steve Kerr, he has the Golden State Warriors in the second round. They're tied 1 game apiece, and they're fair with the Memphis Grizzlies. There are 3 other coaches of note, though we don't count them among the initial group. Darrell Walker played 28 games under Jackson, then went 56-113 as a head coach. Larry Krystkowiak played 19 games under Jackson and was 31-69 in a brief stint as the Milwaukee Bucks head coach. And Lindsey Hunter went 12-29 as a coach with the Suns in 2012 and 13 after playing 1 season under Phil Jackson. So, what's up, Lucius Carter? Octavius TX made. So, I don't have the confidence that Phil Jackson is going to land the right person that's going to steer the Lakers in the right direction. I don't. Now, look. You say Lakers interviewing Adrian Griffin? Okay, we'll see what comes out of that. If they're unwilling to pay top dollar for a premier coach, that means you're going to get a lesser known name, an unknown, or it's going to be a coaching retread that really hasn't done the job, and this might be his second or third shot. If the report is true that the Lakers are unwilling to pay top dollar for a head coach, you can't get a new guy in there. Well, I mean, obviously it could be a new guy in there, but you're going to need a coach with head coaching experience that knows how to get the best out of players, that knows how to manage egos. Because if you're on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? Because in all likelihood, Russell Westbrook's not going to be there next year. But then again, he might if teams are not willing to trade for him. Because remember, before the Lakers acquired Russell Westbrook, there was nobody chomping at the bit to land Russell Westbrook, given his salary, his age, his declining play. Nobody was willing to touch Russell Westbrook except the Lakers. And then even when the Lakers was considering Russell Westbrook, he wasn't necessarily their first option. He wasn't. He was not their first option. He was like their 5th option. Now you got all these coaches that the Lakers wanted to interview. Doc Rivers, he's not interested. And Lou hired the Lakers fired Frank Vogel a lot of coaches saw this and started taking their names out of consideration. One particular name was Doc Rivers. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Doc Rivers, reneges on his initial statement, but he said no. Nick Nurse, a couple days ago, said no. Quinn Snyder, which I'm not a fan of Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder don't get it done in the postseason. He's more of a regular season coach. But he pulled his name out of consideration to become the Lakers head coach. Definitely not going to be Greg Popovich, but nice try. That's definitely not going to be Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is a Spur for life. He's going to be retired. He's going to retire as Spur, and then when he retires, he's not coming back to coaching. So, yeah, that's wishful thinking. What's up, Ted Cox? Salute to you, man. T. Price, what's good with you, man? But, yeah, I am not a fan of this news that Phil Jackson is going to be the guy that's going to lead the head coaching search for the Lakers. Now, I just broke down all those people that was in this coaching tree outside of Steve Kerr. None of those guys have a winning record. Earl Watson? Definitely not Earl Watson. I've seen enough of Earl Watson in Phoenix. He ain't no good head coach. Hell no. Earl Watson? Definitely not. Darvin Ham is interesting. Now, he's been a long time assistant, but Earl Watson? Definitely not. I'm not a fan of none of those names. I'm just not. So, there's the link. Anybody wants to come in and tell me what you think about Phil Jackson being the lead person in the head coaching search of the LA Lakers. That's what we're talking about. This is the topic of the video that we're talking about right now. Do you think the Lakers made a wise move by bringing in Phil Jackson as the lead man in the Lakers head coaching search? Me personally, the answer is a resounding no. He's not. And look, the Lakers front office, they're not absolving none of this stuff either what happened this season. They're not absolved by no means. Been screwing the pooch for quite a while now, outside the bubble ring. What's up, T Price? What you got?
Hey man, I don't know. What's good, LB? Man, I don't know, man. I think with them putting Phil Jackson in there, I even know Ticket brought us the news like 2 weeks ago about the shit. But it seemed like they're trying to get some order in the camp. You know what I'm saying? Or order in the office. Seemed like to me nobody can step up to LeBron James. So um, I don't know who's gonna be a great coach for the Lakers, honestly per se. But I think it was more of a power struggle. I think they don't know how to step up to LeBron and let him know like nah 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 nah. But the head coach thing, man, who knows, man, who want to coach the Lakers, man? Because you coach the Lakers if LeBron's still on the team and everything like that. LeBron likes control. He likes to control everything. He likes to control the coaching and everything. So they looking to me. I think they're trying to take back the organization, but who knows, man? I don't even have a good coach to say think about right now, man, because look, you could say Sam Cassell. I could mention another one that's been a long time assistant, Sam Cassell. Oh, I felt like Brian Shaw. I felt like Brian Shaw got fucked over a couple of times. You know what I mean? That's probably I'm trying to think of another African American brother that'd be good. That'd probably be good for the Lakers. I don't know, man. We just see, man. I just playing the waiting game, bro.
Yeah, I'm playing the waiting game too, man, because right now, ain't no, it just not. I just don't really see anyone that's out there that just like grabs your attention. Maybe outside of Sam Cassell. Um, they're gonna have to look at an assistant, and I think they need to look at an assistant that has. Um, I don't know, man. I really don't know who's gonna be the coach at this point. Are they gonna pick somebody from college? Are they gonna get another retread that's trying to get another shot? Oh, Jacques Vaughn, definitely not Jacques Vaughn. Oh no, 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 no.
Nah, I like Jock at Kansas, but nah, I don't like it. See, this is the thing. Whoever coach at LA, man, they're gonna have to really. I don't. You know how it is dealing with the Lakers organization. I ain't never seen the Lakers so far fucks like the way it is right now. So it's just
Right.
up in the air. So it's just like with me, it's like I'm like the Lakers really trying to go through all this just to trying to find a freaking coach and everything like that. You know that roster is not going to be the same, and everything like that. So I don't know whoever it is. I pray for him hard.
And then you already know that one of the scouts, that long time Lakers scouts, it was a female. She was with the organization for over like 20 years. They ended up letting her go. And then
Wow.
I can't remember the woman's name.
I know
Oh
you're talking
man.
about. I can't think of her name either, man. Yeah, she's been a long time scout, but yeah, but it's crazy. Like everybody that's been a long time scout for all these years and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden when LeBron come in there, everybody's gone. Everybody's out. Everybody's out. So it's just like I don't know what's going on, man. I'm just waiting. I'm just gonna wait, bro. I'm like you. I'm just gonna wait and then I assess it. Right now, I don't know who they want to get as coach, man. Whoever want to coach these Lakers, I don't know, man. Because number one, if LeBron's still there, you're gonna have to deal with him and all this other stuff. So we gotta wait and see.
Yep, we just gotta wait and see how this plays out, man. Because look, and this is another thing I always talk about, right? Look, you got star players on the court and all that, and yes, they got to go through the wear and tear and going up and down the court and all that, right? But
Right,
you got to have, but the players got to be, they got to get a coach they can respect, and not only that, the coach got to have backing from the front office. You cannot have this situation where
right.
the player can just backdoor the head coach and go to the front office because he don't like the coach doing whatever. He's the head
Hmm.
coach. This is the guy that y'all hired. So why won't you let him do the job? And then apparently there's been rumored that the front office has been telling Frank Vogel how to coach and all that. So if you're gonna pull the rug from under him, he's
Yeah,
just a coach in
yeah.
name only.
Yeah. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what's going on. I thought Frank anyway. I know they got the little bubble championship, but then they brought look at everybody they brought up that was on this past year's roster. Everybody on that team is offensive minded. Everybody ain't nobody thinking about defense. So I already knew that wasn't gonna work. And everybody was like, "Oh, they more prone to make it in the playoffs." Like, dude, you don't play offense and you don't play defense in the regular season. You ain't gonna play defense in the playoffs. It don't work like that. So man, I just thought that he just got a very bad shake, man. Very bad shake. Of course, already know the coach is always the scapegoat,
Right.
but mm,
Especially considering that, to your point, right? When you bring in offensive minded guys and they don't have a commitment or even so much as an interest of playing
hmm
defense, and you got a guy that's on your that's the head coach who's a defensive minded coach,
hmm
then you pretty much just sabotage this man's whole vision and operation. You're dead.
facts, facts. And I didn't think he had it. And then once the roster came together, I was like, man, it's just a matter of time for they tell this guy to get up out of here. It's just a matter of time because the writing was on the wall in the beginning. Like anybody can't say that. I mean, I know everybody was like, "Oh, this and that." I'm like, "No, come on, man. They just not. If you don't have the backing of your front office, you can't coach.
Right.
Period."
The front office need to be like, hey, look, what's up, Craig J? Salute to you, my brother. For real. I see it as a situation where, look, if you're the coach, you should know your team in and out. What's good, what's bad, and what adjustments need to be made and all that. Right? At the end of the season, when you're talking with the front office and how they prepare for the draft, how they prepare for free agency and all that. Right? So But if you don't allow him to do that, then how is this guy going to succeed, and how is your organization going to succeed? It's going to be a never-ending cycle of every 2-3 years. You're going to fire the coach because players don't like him. There's always infighting. The GM and the coach is always butting heads. It's always going to be this never-ending cycle, and your team's going to continue to suck. And then, top of that, you ain't hardly got no picks. Do they even have a pick in next month's NBA draft?
They don't have a pick. I don't think to like what would we? I think it's like 26 or 27 or some shit like that.
See, so you let one guy come in and pretty much hemorrhage your organization. You hemorrhage all the players that were there. One player. I'm not
I
a
know
fan of that.
one play. Yeah, I'm not. That's one thing I never was a fan of either. And I was telling people, I was like, look, man, it's not going to work, man, because look what he did since he been there. And I'm not bashing LeBron, but it's his track record. The only reason why everybody knows I got common sense already know one thing. When he was in Miami, he couldn't. He was trying to get Spoelstra fired, but what did the front office say? They backed up Spoelstra. So that was the main reason why I think he left anyway. You know, he couldn't do that. He knew he could have his way in Cleveland, and that's what happens. But moving forward, I don't know what's going on, LB, man, because it's sad, man, that the Lakers got to go through all this, but they brought it on themselves, man. So we just got to see and wait to see what's going to happen.
Right. You see Lloyd Pierce? Lloyd Pierce, no, he was fired in Atlanta. Nah. Lloyd Pierce had problems with a young Trae Young. So if he had problems with a young player, Trae Young, how he's gonna get the message around the older vets like LeBron and AD? So definitely not gonna happen. Um, I mean, look, there needs to be a massive roster overhaul, and to me, the person I think need to be fired is Rob Pelinka. I think now, do I think he's gonna get the axe? Probably not. But do I think he should? Hell yeah. He don't want to put this bullshit together.
I agree.
Look, you just can't be an agent of one of the greatest basketball players ever and think this is going to be the guy that's going to bring in all the talent necessary that's conducive to winning a championship. He just, I mean, the only reason I think he got that GM job was because he was Kobe Bryant's agent. That's it. But see,
Yeah.
when you're dealing in a white supremacist arena, qualifications not necessary.
Big facts. Big facts. I was just about to say, you just took the words out of my mouth, but it's just crazy, man, because I talk to some old cats out here, man, every day about ball, man. And they just be like, they just can't believe the Lakers in flux like that. But this is what happens. This is what happens when you let one person control the whole franchise. Look how long it took Cleveland to get back to where they are right now. But one thing that Cleveland always did, though, is just like the Lakers, they drafted well. So I never seen the Lakers. I know I was arguing with people like, the Lakers don't like to build up talent. That's bullshit. Lakers always build from the draft. Yes, they always go for the marquee free agents, but they always draft well. Look at their track record. Even though none of them people with the Lakers right now, look what they're all doing right now.
Right? I think they pulled the trigger. They when Matt and Magic is not absolved. As much as I love Magic Johnson as a player and all that, but he's not absolved from this neither. Because when he signed LeBron, right? Look at all the players that we had that got traded, right? Well, Julius Randle didn't get traded. He just didn't want to resign with the Lakers because they brought in LeBron. But Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, you had Ivica Zubac, Kyle Kuzma. That was the core of our team right there, bro.
And then after that, what would they end up getting? They end up getting Clarkston. They got
They got
Clarkston
rid
and
of
all that.
Clarkson,
They
Larry
got
Nance
Clarkson,
Jr.
Larry Nance Jr. Yeah, I mean, we could just go on. We already know what BI is all about. Bi, and we knew, and I was saying it when LeBron got there. I was telling my homeboy, I was like, they gonna trade Bi. Man, you all what, dude? They play the same position. And look, and Brandon Ingram would not be shining the way he is if he was still in LA. He'd be sitting there looking like a sad puppy, like how they was doing cool Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. And those other players saw him for the snake he was.
Mm-hmm. But we on YouTube streets, we don't know what they call it. It's like I tell, and this another narrative. They always say they hold that man accountable. Media don't never hold that man accountable. It's always somebody else's fault. Always.
Yeah, the media
Only
always,
one that's
yeah,
singing
they
the
always
trees
taking
is
this man
Brian
slings and
Windhorst.
arrows. Right.
Lately, Brian Windhorst's been all like, yep, oh, now all of a sudden, now y'all want to. I know he does, but man, come on, man. I'm just ready for this dude to retire. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not hating on this man. This man has really destroyed. He has really destroyed. No matter how great he is as a basketball player, he really is. He literally destroyed two franchises. Literally. So you gonna let him? I'll let him walk. I'll trade him. Period. Can you get more for him? I know most people are, oh, why you should trade? Dude, I don't care how much offense you score. Even Kobe Bryant and even Michael Jordan, I'm gonna use them too. Even when they was in their late whatever ages that they was, they still guarded the best player. At least tried to play defense. LeBron don't do this. It's all about offense, 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 offense. And you don't got no defensive players, and then the best defensive player you got is what's his name, Dwight Howard. That ain't even wasn't even playing him. I'm just like, why you get him back and you ain't gonna use him? And then the games that Dwight Howard was in there, I just don't understand the Lakers, man. The Lakers in flux, man. I don't know how long it's gonna be, man, but it don't look good right now. It's not
Nope,
looking
and
good.
it don't look good. And then whoever you bring in, man, whatever coach you bring in, man, he's gonna have a tall task,
Hmm.
and it cannot be a rookie coach, man. It cannot.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
cannot be a rookie coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how much years he spent in the NBA. I mean, you're in a big market with on a team with big egos, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even know what you're going to do with Russell Westbrook. I know there's been reports about him getting traded and things about him with the Lakers not working out. But what team is going to take on his contract? 44 million. Yeah, I know it's like this the last year of his deal, right? But what team is going to take on that contract right now
Mm-hmm.
on a declining player? It just it's just not a good situation. And then you couple with the fact that you got a front office that's in flux. Nobody nobody don't seem to know the left hand from the right or the left foot from the right foot. It just oh man, just I've never
They need to
seen.
set some accountability, bro. This is the thing that I don't understand about the Lakers. Know they fucked this up, man. And you notice this too. Everybody that lead the Lakers, what they always end up doing every time they play the Lakers,
Oh, they end up having their best games, huh?
torching the fuck out of him. Brandon Ingram, his eyes get big, it ain't, and everybody want to say it's this year. No, it ain't just been this year. Look at everybody that left the Lakers and they came back and played against the Lakers. Man, they put it on the Lakers. This is what you traded for. You traded me away. This is what you don't have anymore. Hey, I don't feel
I mean,
sorry
look,
for
I mean, and then T Price. I mean, would you trade? I mean, who would you
him.
rather keep on the roster, Kyle Kuzma or Kent Bazemore?
mm, Talking about somebody's uncle. Was Ticket would say, man,
Yeah, somebody
hey,
drunk uncle.
okay, cool. This is the thing. Me and you always said that we was always in the appliance of this. Even Trey used to say this. Look, look how these young teams is coming out right now. You see how Memphis is right now, and look at the Timberwolves for instance. They young too. Now imagine the Lakers would have kept all that young core. I guarantee you they would be making noise, man. They be making noise.
Right.
Cause look, it's a young man's league. It's been young for 5 or 6 years, and it's gonna get even younger. Cause you got more cats coming in the NBA draft this year. This NBA draft gonna be loaded. I can't wait for this. I think this draft might be better than last year's draft. That's just my opinion. 'Cause I watch a lot of college ball, so they got a lot of
Yeah.
good cats. They got a lot of good cats coming out. A lot of them. Some stay 3 or 4 years, and we gonna see how. You know how the NBA does these players, man. When you stay 3 or 4 years in college, they knock you for that, and then they'll get somebody that's 19, play 1 year, ain't never proved anything, but they'll draft that person high based on potential. Where you got somebody that had played 4 years and improved every year. That's not even considered no more. So I don't know what the hell world is going on with what's going on now, bro. Like I just don't know.
Well, I'm right there with you, man. I don't know, man. We'll have to see how all this plays out, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream. I appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Oh, I saw you
You
online.
feel,
Let me holler at my boy LB, man. For
yeah,
sure, man.
man. Feel free
Anytime,
to come
brother.
on anytime, man. Y'all
Yes,
go
sir. Likewise.
subscribe to T Price's podcast, man.
All right, LB. You have a good one, brother.
You too, my brother.
Yes, sir.
If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. This your man. Scream at me. All right.